join us, and a bright future will be all yours.
I don't know, do I want to? But you have a gun? Hello guys, and welcome back to some more Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Perhaps King Louis himself will grant you an audience.
I doubt even
Sounds
these
great.
merchants will get me into the king's chambers. Besides, I'm only here to see a business acquaintance.
Yes, I heard a group of merchants would be here today. They might come see my scientific demonstration later.
They really should. They might learn something, though I wouldn't count on their being present. I take my leave. Thank you again, Master Franklin. Now to find Charles and that damned box.
So he's after the box, yeah, huh? Why is it in France? Wait a second. I know that outfit. Ah, I see what's happening. Okay. I'll tell you guys after to see what's going on. But if this is going what I think... Oh, where I think it's going, then... that is very interesting. But I don't recall him ever showing up. I never saw anyone with this outfit. Or don't pretend to take on a hood now. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. Do not get detected. Wait a second, is that...
Did you see their faces when we stole those apples? I'm Arno. Elise. I'm here with my father. So am I.
Okay.
He has important business with the king. What should we do now?
You kiddos kind of in the way, you know? What do I do?
We stole those apples. I'm Arno. Elise. I'm here with my father.
Oh, okay, so they don't care?
He has important business.
Like, I have to see in the future if... because I'm gonna play Unity after this. I do remember part of the game, at least the beginning, because it was so unique, because you got to play as a kid.
We stole those apples.
So that's very interesting. Oh wait, I know this area too. Okay, okay. At least I think I do, isn't this? No, is that another area?
Gentlemen, I'll protect this artifact with my very life. Arno? Where have you gone? My son, Arno? Perhaps you have seen him? Have you seen a little boy around? I'm looking for my son. You're the traitor.
I'm just finishing old business.
Old Connor and his assassins. The American Revolution undid your Templar business.
Then perhaps we shall start a revolution of our own. the principles of our order, and all that for which we stand. Never share our secrets, nor divulge the true nature of our work. Do so until death, whatever the cost. This is my new creed. I am Shay Patrick Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American right. I am an older man now, and perhaps wiser. A war and a revolution have ended, and another is about to begin. May the Father of Understanding guide us all.
Okay, I like that ending because it ties into Unity. The guy you kill is the main character in Unity's dad, and your players are known at the beginning of the game. I'm not going to spoil anything else, but that is literally what happens. So, Shay is the one who did it. That we know. Now, I have to say one sentence that people are going to get confused by. I hate that I love this game. Yes, you heard, I hate that I like the game. After the credits, I will actually finish the legendary ships if you're interested. Just saying that now in case you want to leave the video if I'm not going to do any more and just talk about what I will give the game of rating and stuff. But yeah, here we go. So, bugs. Tons of bugs. And somehow they managed to make even worse bugs. From the Assassin's Creed. I don't know how they made worse bugs in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but they did. They somehow made worse bugs.
It's my
Wait, what?
pleasure and privilege to welcome you up here today.
Gotta hand it to you, numbskull. You proved yourself to be more than a simple research monkey.
The
Guess I'm gonna have to wait a little bit.
From Shay Cormac's memories has served us well. Shay's story is a message. One that says that when threatened, what an assassin truly wants isn't freedom, but order.
And we represent the highest order there is.
So you're
Whatever you learn
assassins?
from
I don't get
Anonymous
it.
Experience only scratches the surface. We have existed since before recorded human history, and have recently been reborn, disguised as Abstergo Industries.
And entertainment.
You have crossed the threshold, and your eyes have been opened. You have seen the world for what it truly is.
There's no turning back now. We got big plans for you.
The Father of Understanding guided you to us, and for that, we are grateful. The test of your true worth begins now.
Wait, he was always part of the Templars
And it
too?
begins with a choice.
Join us, and a bright future will be all yours.
I don't know, do I want to? But you have a gun? Oh boy. You're gonna shoot me if I refused? Don't you dare, game. That is not your song to play. But technically it is, if it's the remake. You know, it is good. It's a good song. It's a good theme, honestly. It is. No, this game relies a lot on Black Flag, and for that I really want to dislike it. But I'm not gonna. Wait, give me a second. I'm gonna turn down the volume for me so I can think. Now, this is also a little thing here. This game is a, for me personally, in case you just want to know, this game is a 6.5 out of 10. I love the game, but my goodness was it not painful at times. And the story makes no sense. Like, I spoke about it when it happened, but his betrayal could have been done so much better. Honestly, I'm very disappointed in Ubisoft about that betrayal. Because, yes, I felt he was doing the right thing. Yes, I felt the assassins went the wrong. Did they have to shoot him? And have gangs in America? No. Why gangs? Like, all the things assassins could have. What happened to Altair's whole thing about staying in the shadows and preserving freedom, or was it a peace or whatever? And then they said that they had a noble peace in the past, but they're Templars and they hate the fact that they don't want, you know, peace. What? I don't get it. They had a far nobler goal in the past. They wanted peace, not freedom. It's like, okay. Freedom and peace for them is the same thing. They pretty much mean the same thing, but they're saying it differently. And just because the Templars can hate on them as an excuse. Technically, yes, they wanted freedom, but to them, freedom is the same as peace. Like, to have peace, you need to have freedom. But at the same time, freedom can also cause chaos, as Hatham said in the third game. Yes, I remember that speech, because it was a very good speech. Against Achilles' idealism about what exactly it is. And then Connor was taught by Achilles about it, and so forth and so on, you know? I also feel like the deaths of his earlier comrades could have been a little bit more impactful. And I don't get why they... So the guy who was French, right? The guy we killed on the ship? He was the one who shot us in the back, right? It wasn't Liam. But for some reason... they didn't try to find... Shay and apologize or anything. They didn't try to talk him out of it and say that, sure, we won't pursue the artifacts anymore if it really hurts you that much, we won't pursue it. And even though Shay killed off their people and they wanted to go to the precursor sites, they didn't. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would they keep going for it if Shay has proven that he's willing to betray them for it? And Shay was also treated so poorly in the beginning of the game. If he betrayed them because he was treated poorly and he felt like the Brotherhood was in the wrong, then sure. But the whole Lisbon disaster he caused, I don't get why we betrayed the Assassin Brotherhood before that, because they only found the precursor site before that, and the person who knew about it died or something like that. They also didn't do Adewale justice. It's very sad to see. Right now I'm just hating on the... I think it's having another cutscene right now. Or not? Okay. But yeah, it's very sad how they also killed off Adewale, because I really wanted his end to be an interesting one, but even he was so close-minded. And he showed himself to be wise in Black Flag and the other one, what is it called? Freedom Cry, I think. And they kind of just butchers his character completely for the sake of making him bad. Same with all the other assassins. They just kind of downgraded the assassins to make them look bad. Sure, you can make the assassins look bad from a Templar perspective, but try to at least make sense with it. Like, it makes sense we played as Hatham, an assassin. I think a Templar killed his dad, and then they took him in, but he didn't know. And he didn't know till the end, right? That his dad was killed by a Templar. Or something like that. Or maybe he did, but he thought it was for the right cause after they brainwashed him. Or something like that. And in this one, it's just like, oh, they're in the wrong. Oh, why don't we listen to Shay? Oh, we should listen to him and hear what he has to say about the Lisbon disaster, since he's a very important witness to a precursor site. Like, in what world would they not listen to someone who has had their eyes and hands on a precursor artifact right after a disaster happened, and know they did not know it could happen? They had suspicions, but they did not know it would happen. And Shay was like, oh, you bastards, why would you do this? And then they were telling Shay to calm down. Not talk about it, but calm down. Just to leave him, because so stubborn, you know? Shay and Achilles, another point is that they're both similar. They're both stubborn. They don't want to admit to stuff. But they should be able to have a conversation when the Brotherhood and the actually just the Brotherhood is at stake here. So it makes no freaking sense that they're just like, alright, we have gangs working for us. They force people to get money now. We are bad. Ha 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 ha. Like, it's literally just making the assassins scream bad to justify Shay's actions, and I don't like that. If we're gonna play as a Templar who was betrayed, make it more impactful, make it seem like the assassins actually knew what they were doing. Because everything lore-wise points to them not knowing what would happen, but had a suspicion that might be something that might happen, but not every precursor site is the same. So it's like a gamble for the assassins, but Shay was like, oh, you did this, you knew it would happen. And of course they don't object, because they did try to tell him that they didn't. Sort of, but then he was like, no, and then they were like, no, and then they were like, no, and then they were just like silence, and then he betrayed them. Like, okay. Could I have waited a day so you could explain it to them? Just immediately betray them as soon as you got outside during the night? Like, there are so many plot holes in this story. And so many bugs in the game that I would barely recommend it. Now, this is, again, not the remastered version, so I don't know if they fixed any bugs, but this is all the flaws of Black Flag. This is a smaller but extended version of Black Flag. I don't know, is that the best way to say it? Anyway, it feels like it's Black Flag, but they added extra stuff to it, but the world and everything is a little bit smaller. But I did like Shay's ship. I did like the ship combat more than Black Flag, honestly. It's just sad it didn't really... The story is very short though, so I don't know, but it's also very short and you're part of the Templar Order. But the Templar Order, just like the Assassins, more or less brainwash everyone into thinking they're a good guy. So, I don't know. It's very weird how that works. Very, very weird. I just wish there will be a little bit more... I don't know. I just wish it would be a little bit more obvious, like a little bit more different. Because what they did here, it just feels like they swapped the Templars and the Assassins around. This time I was like, stop the Assassins from getting their hands on the Templar artifacts because they're gonna do bad with it. Whereas when you played the Assassins, it's like, stop the Templars from getting their hands on the bad precursor size artifacts or whatever. And stop them from using it for bad. So it's like, you just swap them around. It might as well have been the Templars having gangs. It might as well have been the Templars who were bad. Like, I guess they did that on purpose to show that there is no real good side in this war between the Templars and the Assassins, and they pretty much just kill each other for no reason in the end. There was also said that there were, I don't know if it was in this game or in the past, but it was said that there was a peace between the Templars and the Assassins at some point, multiple times throughout their lifetime, but they kept fighting each other in the end. It would be nice to also explore that. But instead we get this whole thing where, okay, the Assassins want freedom. In their eyes, freedom is peace, right? The Templars want order. But in the end, they explain that order is the same as the Assassins want. But a higher order, which means that the higher Assassins are more good Assassins, which makes no sense at all. I know they're trying to convince this person to join them and all, but to me it just seemed a little bit weird. It's so confusing, and the ending, if I walked into a different path, would I have been killed by an assassin or something? This is a lot of questions that I have that feels like this is just shoved in there. The game just feels shoved and rushed, and there are also some assets that are like just floating all over the place. Some characters that feel out of place. Hatham felt like a lesser version of himself as well. It just feels like they tried to cheap out and get as much out of Black Flag's engine as possible. And I think, honestly, if this game was on another engine, or not engine, but it's the same Black Flag's engine issues or whatever, I don't know what it was they made it on. But whatever they did use for Black Flag, they used the exact same kind of blank slate. That was not blank slate, but the exact same one for Origins? No. That's a game I'm also going to play in the future. But no, Rogue. Exact same engine for Assassin's Creed Rogue, which held it back so much. Like, this game could have been huge. Honestly, very, very huge if they had just not made it a copy of Black Flag. Like, I could see this game potentially being one of the best Assassin's Creed games if they fixed the story elements and kind of just tried to portray the Templars as we know them instead of a good version of them, and try to see points from their perspective in a more traditional Templar style. Because honestly, Hatham in Assassin's Creed 3 had more knowledge and showed more knowledge about Templars and Assassins than this game shows. And in that game, it felt like the Templars were for order, and they don't care about the consequences of their actions as long as there's order. In this game, it's like, oh, we're just nice Templars. We're just very nice Templars. They kill good Templars. Well, rude of them, they're assassins, so let's kill them back. Stop them from killing innocent people as well. It just felt like they tried to make the Templars too good, you know? To try to portray them as too good. And I get what they're trying to do, but I also think that they went a little wild with portraying the assassins bad and the Templars good. Like, Monroe is a great example. He's the only character that is so obviously good that you know he's gonna die as soon as you get introduced to him. He was not a complicated character. He did not seem like a real person, honestly. Like, honestly, if you had a year old war going on with the other faction, and you see one of them in the water, who the heck is like, I'm gonna rescue this person and bring them into a family of a Templar who died in the past. Yeah, and then tell him that we're Templars right off the bat, pretty much. Who knows, he could have been a genius and tried to, and I knew he could convert Shay, but honestly, you don't know the person. Like, if that was freaking the French guy, they would have been dead, because the French guy is such an asshole, and he would kill the Templars immediately as soon as he figured out who they were. It's that kind of stuff that just because they know they can write this story, they write it however they want it to see fit, in a way that makes the people playing see the game in a specific way. And yes, my biggest complaint about this game is actually the story, not the bugs. Because it's literally, oh, I saved time for Liam. The other guy was like, haha, I tricked you, this is a diversion for Liam. Liam goes up and it's like, oh, I fell on my head and somehow you didn't. I guess it's just luck. And it's like, I make my own luck, Liam. I don't mind him saying that. But it's, it's just, like, honestly. At least make it more impactful. These are people Liam is someone he grew up with, according to the what do we call it? The stories and stuff they told. At the same time, Shay, as much as he likes to play good guy, he's actually not that good of a guy. Before everyone says, yeah, he is want to save the world and everything. No, like, on the boat ride, he spoke about how he did the Lisbon women, and how he wants respect from Achilles and the others. Before he has technically earned it. Like, of course, he gets treated very badly. They should at least treat him better. But again, the writers just did that to make him seem like he was the victim. But he was also demanding respect, and he did not like the French dude. And did not like to be ordered around by the assassins. Then again, the assassins are pretty lazy to make him kill all the Templars, honestly. But that just seemed very lame. So I didn't like that at all. That it kind of just portrayed Shay as this perfect human being in the end that just wanted to do good. So I don't know. He did grow on me though. Shay did grow on me from the beginning to the end. Because they showed some bad features, but those bad features from Shay were completely ignored as soon as he turned Templar. And it took him a year to trust the Templars completely, which is, I think, an okay time to realize that you're working for an okay amount of people. But at the same time, he was an assassin trained to hate the Templars, and they did bad. Just because they try to manipulate him from a year does not mean that you should trust him. The thing I would have done if I was in Shay's shoes was go over to the assassins without the book and say, I'm alive, I'm gonna leave the Brotherhood, and then just go on my merry way. And then try to explain to them why you did what you did, and just be like, okay, very sorry. Please do your best to not make this happen, because this is what the precursor sites can do. If you see a star at the precursor site, leave it and do not touch it. And honestly, that would have fixed the whole story. There you go. As soon as he got rescued by the Templars, make him leave. Whoop. Because it doesn't make sense he would join their enemies. Like, he could still just take a ship and stop the assassins without joining the Templars. Honestly, he could. I think that would have made for a little better story that he makes his own luck, you know, so he doesn't join the Templars nor the Assassins. I think that would have been a greater game. To see an ex-assassin who doesn't really join the Templars, but doesn't really like the Assassins, how his view of both of the factions are. Then again, I guess that's also Black Flag in a nutshell, huh? I guess. But I think it would have fit Shay a little bit more to go that way. Well, like I said in the end, that's the game. I loved the exploration. I loved all the side content. I did all the stuff except for some of the hunting that I just bought stuff for, but I guess you can count that as doing it. I also caught some big whales until it got a bit boring and repetitive. Didn't do the legendary ships, but I might do them right after this. I don't know. We'll see. Overall, I did enjoy the game. I actually loved it. I love the Assassin's Creed games, but I feel like this is like all Black Flag's bad qualities put into a game, and then more bad qualities added on top of it, and then some good things added on top of it here and there. So it's like that for me, pretty much. So in my eyes, it's an alright game. Is it one you should buy the remastered version for? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth that amount of money, honestly. For a reskin of Black Flag that is a little bit different, shorter story, new areas. Honestly, if you love the naval combat in Black Flag, this could be a good game to get. That would honestly be the only reason why I would ever suggest you get this game. Only reason. Just get it for the naval combat. It's fun. Everything else is just a bit of a waste of money to think too much about. But let me try to see if I can't quickly do a legendary ship, just to show how it is. So you pretty much just go out to the areas, then you go out to the red ships, you sail out there, then you fight them. Now I will fast travel, whoops, if it would let me. I will fast travel over there. Yes, I think I could renovate the thingy, but I didn't feel like it. And I don't feel like doing these legendary ships, because... Wait, are they even... They're not there anymore. What? Wait, is it because I have to... do this? Now they're there. Okay, so let's go with this one. Legendary ship.
Loose and cut!
Turn. We are going for legendary ship.
Mates out! Let's go!
The side activities is a bug, by the way, I've noticed. I don't know why it shows up, but it's like a bug that's been plaguing me for a while. But yeah, like I mentioned, 6.5 is what I would rate it out of 10. Not a 7, not an average AAA game that's fun and enjoyable. But it would have been if not for the bugs. Yeah, it would have been. It's a fun game though, but it's not a great experience. And I'm trying to ignore the fact that I love Assassin's Creed here, and I'm just gonna say that if this is a normal game you decided to pick up without knowing about Assassin's Creed and without Black Flag, you would probably not enjoy it, because it's filled with bugs. Like right now when I do this outside here, look at the freaking wheel. It doesn't turn. It's just stuck. I think that's an LOD issue maybe, but it's just not a polished experience. Advanced memory, full upgrade synchronization. French control Labrador is not strategically important, but the British still crave the fishing waters. British are defeated here, it could prove significant setbacks to the planes. Alright, so let's try this out just to show you. I won't do the other ones, you might be able to find other videos online. Even if I die here, I'm gonna stop. But yeah, there's your little cutscene. And then you pretty much just fight this ship with the other ships, I think, and then it's just
All
then.
quiet, sir. There's nothing out there but ice.
Wait, I have allies?
Enemy ahead!
Ready cannons!
Honestly, I didn't think I would have allies in these battles. That changes so much. Yeah, I know charge ram stuff from Black Flag.
Ready, Captain!
Let's see if I can't actually finish them off. Alright, let's destroy this ship. Oh yeah, I got this, I got this. I'm gonna board them, I'm gonna attack them. Oh, I don't even think I can board them. Alright, let's try to ram them to show more ram action. I think it's gonna stop before we get the, yeah. There we go.
There's the flagship, Captain!
With an armada.
Alright, flagship. Oh boy. So that's the legendary ship, huh?
The rest may lose their courage.
Alright, but like I said, if I die here, I'm not going to show anymore. It's just going to be like a little demonstration. I didn't know with allied ships though. I thought it would be the exact same as the Black Flag, but they did actually make it a bit different. And let me tell you that these are actually pretty hard, like these missions. The Black Flag, I died so much. Just do a little bit of extra stuff there. Dang, legendary ship. So much health. Okay, it seems to be sort of stuck, so I don't think it's going to be much of a threat anymore. I really wish I could see. It's so great. Whoops. I'm gonna shoot while I'm underwater. You should be able to. Oh boy. I got sunk there, but that's pretty much it. Those are all the legendary battles. A specific ship you have to sink under certain circumstances. So I honestly thought the game was longer, that's why I didn't do these yet. But yeah, that does seem to be it. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this playthrough. I'm gonna end it right here. If you did enjoy watching this playthrough, I do a lot of them on my channel. Doesn't matter what type of game. So yeah, if you're interested and you want to see more, I do have a lot of other playthroughs just laying around. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I'm planning on playing through the other Assassin's Creeds as well. Because I'm just enjoying them so damn much. Honestly, this is very fun. Yep, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in another one of my playthroughs. And as always, stay awesome.